Hello there. Today we'll talk about the pros and cons of the sole proprietorship type of business. As you all know, in our previous lesson, we have learned that there are four types of business formations: the sole proprietorship business, the partnership business, the cooperative type of business, and the corporation type of business formations. And in our previous lesson, we have tried to see about the features and characteristics of the sole proprietorship business. In our today lesson, we're about to see regarding the advantage and disadvantage or pros and cons of the sole proprietorship type of business. It's obvious that it's obvious that the sole proprietorship business has the advantage of easy formation, which means that due to its little capital requirement, it's very easy to form or to establish or to launch it. And also, it's very easy to dissolve it, to close it, and to stop it. So one of the advantage of the sole proprietorship business is that it's very easy to start it and it's very easy to end it. And the second advantage of a sole proprietorship business is that it has a direct incentive, meaning that since it is characterized by one person and it is subjected to direct incentive or direct injection of money by that one particular person. And the third advantage of a sole proprietorship business is that the one owner or the person who is managing that business is the only person who receives or enjoys the profit. So there is the advantage of sole profit received. And the first advantage of a sole proprietorship business is that there is a possibility of controlling the business as it is. And that's what we call it total business control. Total business control. And the fifth advantage of a sole proprietorship business is that it has tax advantage. Tax advantage. Tax advantage means most of the time governments collect or request or ask a very minimal amount of tax from sole proprietorship businesses. And the sixth one is that it is the source of employment because of it is little requirement. Most of the time, it is subjected to employment creation as a source of employment because the capital requirement is very limited, and most countries and most governments encourage the formation of small businesses. That's why it's a source of employment. And the seventh one is that there is a possibility of keeping private informations, business secrecy. So it has the advantage of privacy. And the last advantage is that it helps the owners to build a good relationship with their customers so that the owners will have or they can build good customer relationship, so that these are the advantages in which the sole proprietorship business has. When it comes to the cons or the disadvantage, one of the disadvantages of a sole proprietorship business is that it has a problem of continuity most of the time when competition emerges or when other similar businesses enter that market. The sole proprietorship business might face a very stiff competition and might collapse or might leave that business, and it might suffer or face a problem of continuity, which means that unlike to large and big organizations, small businesses like sole proprietorship type of businesses might have a problem of sustaining or serving the market for a long period of time, and this is one of its disadvantage and weakness. And the second disadvantage of a sole proprietorship business is that there might be limited managerial ability because two mind is greater than one mind, since sole proprietorship business is characterized by the ownership of one person. There might be a problem of limited managerial ability, unlike to that of corporations in partnership, because the variety of ideas might not be entertained during a sole proprietorship business formations. And the third disadvantage of a sole proprietorship business is that it might have the problem of limited capital. Limited capital. Most of the time, money is the lifeblood of any organization or any businesses, because without money, the marketing activity, the trading activity, and the issue of opening new branches might not be, exploited. That's why, since sole proprietorship businesses have a very limited capital, and this limited capital might be an obstacle for expansion, an obstacle for promotion, an obstacle to enter international markets and other local markets. And the first disadvantage of a sole proprietorship business is that it is characterized by unlimited liability. As I just explained this concept before, unlimited liability means the liability of the sole proprietorship owner might be unlimited, in a sense that if the bank, if the bankers lend money to the sole proprietorship form of businesses, and if the business is unable to return the money borrowed by that particular business from the bank has the right to go to the personal asset of that particular business. And this is less likely during limited form of partnership and during the cooperation type of formations, and we'll see it later in comparison with this concept. And finally, sole proprietorship business has a disadvantage of launching and applying for big scale operations. Most of the time, sole proprietorship business are very, very common for small businesses like retailing businesses, like such kind of businesses of convenience stores and truck food sellers, etc. So sole proprietorship business are not suitable for a large form of business. This is enough for today, and thank you.